I read my first book this year. And I know how that sounds. It sounds great. Every time I would pick up a book, I never could read it. I never could finish it. It was either way too boring or it just didn't pique my interest enough to keep going. So in 2021, when the movie Dune came out, I was hooked, right? You give me science fiction, a new world, and new ideas, I'm hooked every time. I'm a simple person, really simple. And so Dune being as complex as it was, I still hate to this day that I did not see that movie in theaters. Like, it is one of my life's biggest regrets. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So when Dune came out and the movie was as big as it was, I just needed more. But I didn't do my research. I just kind of watched YouTube videos on it. I didn't, honestly, watching Dune, I didn't even know that it was based off a book. And when I did my research, I was absolutely stunned at the world, at the intricate little parts of this movie, right? Solely based off of a book that was written in 1965, published in the 1980s, right? Dune Part 2 comes out. Dune Part 1, but more. The movie is 3 hours long and it's a hit. If you know, you know. If you've seen this movie, Dune Part 2 is better than Part 1. That's a hill I'ma die on. It's absolute cinema. So after Dune Part 2, I needed more. Those 3 hours were not enough. So time passes, a couple months passes. What? A couple of months passes, it's crazy. Time passes, a couple of months pass, and I decide going into 2025, I need to read more, right? And what other place to start than Dune? I'm gonna be honest with you. Worst decision I ever made. Worst decision I ever made, and I'm gonna tell you why. Dune, starting out, the first 3 chapters is absolute gibberish, gang. I'm talking about I'm reading words that I didn't even know exist. He was just putting words together and I was supposed to know what it means. And guess what I did? I put my top of the class reader pants on and I did what any other G would do. I finished all 617 pages of this book. And when I tell you, this book is some of the greatest literature ever created. Star Wars is based off of this book right here. Frank Herbert tackles so many themes in this book. I honestly respect it. I'm gonna give you a quick little rundown. If you intend on watching the movie, skip this part. Paul Atreides, the main character in the book, is set to go to this world with his family that his father has just inherited from the emperor in this world. Once they go to this world, his whole family is basically taken from him. It's a coup set up by the emperor because his family was getting way too big, way too influential, right? Paul gets buddy with the locals there and war. He starts a jihad in his own name. And when I tell you, Paul Atreides does not play, the man does not play. Straight like that. But one of the reasons why I genuinely love this book is I think Frank Herbert did an amazing job tackling things like political maneuvering, religious programming. It's softly based on love. I know that was his main inspiration for this book, environmental worries. And even today, that the fact that he was thinking about stuff like this so many years ago is just the tale of a great author, someone who derives his stories from actual life events and stuff that's going around just ahead of his time. And for so many universes to be based off of his, like Star Wars being based off of Dune, and not like people don't even know that, people don't even know that this came first. The part that sticks out to me the most, the religious programming. Now let me just say, disclaimer, I believe what I believe, and that's that on that. I don't even need to go further, right? Everybody has a belief system. Okay, now that we got that established, if your pennies are in a bunch, we can move on. For him to genuinely recognize that, and this is a white man in the 60s, by the way. This is what's so mind-blowing about this book. The fact that he genuinely looked within his own privilege and recognized these themes that were happening around him. In the way that there's this family called House Harkonnen in the book, and they were the original rulers of the world that Paul and his family inherited. The way that he tackles how House Harkonnen basically came into this world where these people live. They're called Fremen, by the way. Does that sound familiar? Fremen. Just how he recognizes because basically House Harkonnen and even Paul Atreides, to a certain effect, they're imperialists and they're conquerors. Fremen, the world was known to them. They adapted to the world. A lot of the tech on this world that Paul and his family inherited. I don't know why I keep calling it the world The world is named Dune. The way that House Harkonnen treats the Fremen is truly a testament to what he saw in America. Coming into a place that is not owned by you, conquering it, and treating the originals, the aboriginals of that land, like absolute dog shit. Build a story to not even make you realize it until after, to me, is crazy. And he did it in the form of science fiction. And that is a very hard thing to do. Now, back to the religious programming. The religious programming in this book, you can connect it to so many religions. It's so broad in what can be interpreted. What? 2 religions in particular, both of the Abrahamic faith, and it poses questions of what if, and not seeds of doubt, because that's not what I got from it, because I'm very strong in my belief system and what I believe to be true. So it did not do that for me. A weaker-minded person would say that this is what this book is meant to do, when I don't think that it is. And I solely think that it's based off of like I said before, a what if. There's a religion in the book that basically Paul Atreides is prophesied to be the Messiah of. And he does not know this until he gets to Dune. Political maneuvering with behind the shadows people and agents have been basically, and it says this in the movie, they have been planting seeds of Paul's religion, basically, of what they want the people of this world to believe. Paul does not realize until he gets to Dune that he's such a small piece in everything in the Imperium. Everything around him has quite literally been planned. His whole life from the beginning, from his conception, was planned. It doesn't sit well with him. So he goes off basically script of what all of this religious programming for, and when I say religious programming, I mean hundreds of generations of people being taught to believe this thing. Craziest part about the religious programming aspect of the book, what they programmed the people to believe, in a way, in the people's mind, it came true. In all honesty, what they had been bred to believe, what they had been fed into, by the Imperium, it came to pass. So in a way, it makes you sit back and wonder, like, was it even religious programming? Like, those are the questions that this book gives you. And so it's such a good read. It's so mind-blowing how concept of space travel and flying space things and magic, he took some of the most outlandish things, put it into the structure of what we think is reality. All of those crazy themes, all of those things that don't quite connect, and he made them fit so well. The movie is great. It does this book justice, but if you just see the movie and you need more, it's a little time consuming. Read the book. Dune is a masterpiece, man. If you got a good imagination like I do, if you like sci-fi like I do, it got the mess. If you like a little mess like I do, read Dune. Why not? You ain't got nothing else to do. Sitting on Facebook scrolling. Pick up Dune. If I was to rate Dune, I would give Dune a 9.3. 0.3. I'm sorry, I can't give it a 10. I can't give it a 10 because I can't give it a 10 because it made me so confused in the beginning with the words that he used. Like, whoa, slow down, buddy. This is a crazy read. It messes you up in the first couple of chapters, and then it hooks you. Hook, line, sinker. It's over with. You have to figure out what happens at the end. And that was really what got me is I read this far, I might as well finish it. And I don't regret it at all. Finishing this book is one of my proudest moments. 9.3, it's peak. I recommend you read it, and if you don't, you don't. Thank you for watching. God loves you. Wait, no, I said that wrong, didn't I? I did. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. God loves you. And I'm out. I'm a college dropout, baby.